Good evening, Nigeria. Welcome to Updates with Precious. It is always sweet my belly to bring on an update of matter them where they share. So sorry, we know so we're supposed to start around 6 o'clock, but unfortunately, network on they give us bad belly like this. I don't know who go they tell our village network people say we won't go live sometimes with Dr. Katch. So once they hear say Dr. Katch they come, they go begin manipulate network to make sure say network don't go work because I don't know why network good finish all of a sudden network on the side to begin give us do backsliding. But anyway, we don't show, say we don't show. So welcome to the show. So make I quickly run us through some things and we see the shell for inside the country very quickly, and then I introduce my guest, and then we'll begin to look at those matters them one by follow. Sharply. Crisis for inside ADC. Ex-Guba candidate Nafio Bala declares himself national chairman. Say David Mark that they no reach. Say they not be the chairman again. Yay! ADC coalition is not more than 13 people. At Tinubu age, they mock them, they laugh them. Election below par, ADC, Obidient, APC can react to INEC's verdict on local government polls. And then presidency dismisses ex-ADC chairman's claim of 3 ministerial slots offer. Say, you say we'll give you 3 ministerial slots offer. Ooh, you who dash you? You wish. Okay. Moving on. 2027, appointment of ex-INEC chief. You watch that. Using INEC against opposition won't save you. Tinubu, it will not save you. APC chieftain to Tinubu. APC to Tinubu. 2027, Peter Obi under PDP will defeat any northern candidate. Jerry Ghana talks so. Say Peter Obi go win any northern candidate before 12 o'clock don't reach. He don't win any northern candidate. If Peter Obi come inside PDP, join them. Meanwhile, talking about PDP, Dino Melaye don't resign from PDP. Are you surprised? Tinubu don't extend the custom CG Adeni Yiteno. In suppose don't retire. In retirement age, don't reach. In suppose retire. Or Tinubu, and then in time too don't pass. Oga Tinubu come elongate am for another 1 year. Make it just sit down there first, the watch. Niger State don't drag federal government go court over 13% derivation. They say we sef we dey produce mineral resources. So yeah, declare us, give us derivative. Then there is this exclusive where e be say dey here. How when People's Gazette bring us say UK prosecutors rage as EFCC slow works evidence or evidence transfer in multi-billion naira bribery trial of Tinubu or Bola Tinubu's mistress or Latimbo Ayinde. Wetin be this exclusive? I go like make we touch light up. And not forget to say for inside US, Trump government don threa ten to sanction corrupt judges for Nigeria and other nations dem. So if you're a judge wey be say you think say you dey corrupt, you better look at yourself again. Joining us in the studio, Dr. Katch Ononuju. Dr. Katch, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for joining us. Thank you very much for joining us and welcome. Sincere apologies for the back and forth we will get with network this evening. Please forgive us. Sorry. Forgive the network providers, not be me. Make it not be like saying me. Make I no go ask forgiveness for the people we sin. So sorry. Can you hear us, sir? Can you hear us, sir?
Ah,
Ah, this is crazy. This is crazy. I don't want this. So this is what we've been battling with all
yes,
along.
I can barely hear you. It's breaking. I
Yes.
can barely hear you. It breaks down. But of course, yes, I think we have a lot to talk about the parties and the ADC
Yes.
and, of course,
Yes,
its
please.
problems and the
Mm.
political landscape also, how it's shaping up. It's very
Yes, sir.
interesting. Today, it's very good. The PDP has finally.
Ah, this one. This network no go do us this kind of thing like this, so it's not good at all. Sincere apologies. So I may have to switch over
Yes,
to
I
phone
told
call.
you and your audience earlier,
Mm, mm.
tradings are there. And most especially the horse tradings you see now is B2B playing the two against themselves, both the AC and also the people of, we'll call it the PDP, as they have zoned. He's now beginning to speak to two of them at the same time. And the strategy is beautiful one. He's talking to Erufai. Erufai is into Erufai. He's talking and his ADC people through Atiku there to the CPC faction. It's basically a CPC staging ground. the APC administration, and that's from what we're saying, it's not the whole of the CPC. So some of them who are leaving the APC and now ADC as a staging ground. Peter Obi is talking to the PDP, and of course, you could say Atiku has got a movement. He wasn't happy. He wasn't happy that some of the people who told him they are now in the PDP, and he could see them talking to Peter Obi. Well, PDP can be fixed. It's the best platform there is. It's a reaction, as I told you and your audience earlier. Atiku had by the party that they will zone to the south, ADC. So if him remains the major holdout on the ADC, it does make sense talking to him, talking to those who are still in the PDP, Erufai who's on his own, battling it out SDP, and wherever they may be. I think that's a beautiful strategy. Already Erufai has agreed that the presidency should come to the south. The most northerners in the APC have agreed the presidency should remain in the south. Also, the northerners in the PDP have agreed that the presidency should come to the south. So I think Abubakar is just a holdout. So it makes sense that he's been engaged. If you're trying to talk to a lady and she's very difficult, you don't just run away when you first talk to her. You keep. This is when Peter Obi now will have to negotiate power. The other time it was only election when that started. Now he has enough time to negotiate with the different power blocks who are now holding out in the PDP. They've agreed to zone to the south and they are forum shopping him. Rufai is working with who has agreed it comes to the south. Atiku Abubakar seems to be a holdout, which I think that is still talking to him so he can see the preponderance of emotions and agreement from the people in the north who he would like with him. Most of them in the PDP agreed that the power be shifted south, and that's the issue. So the fundamental problem in this whole issue of what happened in 2022 when in the APC, lots of people wanted the power to come to the after 8 years in the north with. Of course, there are those who didn't want, saw that Ahmed Lawan, he failed, Tinubu got it. In the PDP also, they cried to Peter Obi to leave, and other things happened and the party now, the party has now zoned to the south. So I think Abubakar is lonely holdout. He is a and Peter is talking to him there. So I think so far it's very exciting. It's just that we have some other ugly incidents like we saw in Lagos. I like to point out that when Abiola defeated Bashir Tofa in 1993, there were no anger names in Kanu. No, I don't know why the defeat of Lagos is bringing phobias and signs of unacceptable bigotry because Lagos is the capital for all Nigeria. And I think we should all learn to live together and enjoy Lagos together.
I don't know if you can hear me, sir. Are you insinuating that some of the things happening in Lagos State right now because of, say, Peter Obi win Tinubu, now waiting make all those things they happen? But I'm not sure, say, the network is so clear. So if the network no clear, I fit get to call you on WhatsApp for another line so that we could fit hear you because the network, people need to fit hear what you they talk too much, it they break. So if you they hear me, you think, say, some of the things should they happen for Lagos now because of, say, Peter Obi win Lagos and I make those things they happen. Can you hear me, sir?
If it's not clear here, I
Let me call
can
you.
barely hear you.
It's
But
no.
if you want us
Let
to
me call
talk,
you on WhatsApp. I think it's better to do a WhatsApp conversation because it will be very it would day like say we
no
will waste our
problem. Call
effort if we just
me on a
get this
WhatsApp call. I
conversation. Yes, I did try to reach you now.
think that would be
I did,
much
the
clearer.
WhatsApp self need to connect. I did try to reach you on WhatsApp and it need to connect. But let me just keep trying to reach you on WhatsApp and see how soon we can how quick we can connect. Okay, it's ringing now. So let's see if we can have that done. Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Yes, sir.
Yes.
So I think this is
I
better.
can hear you better.
Yes, I think it's better for us to communicate this way because
I
it's
agree,
been
so that
crazy.
people can hear what we're saying.
Absolutely, because if the conversation is not clear, then it would have made a mockery of whatever it is we're doing tonight. So
I
you
agree
said
with
you said something about what is playing out now in Lagos being because of Peter Obi winning Lagos or something like that. I'd like you to
Yes.
restate that. You mean say what's they happen with the renaming of streets and with the whole there's a lot of bigotry. I don't People don't talk and say the level of ethnic bias and ethnic politics will they play now, never play am since. You dey insinuate that because of say
Well,
Peter Obi win Lagos, now make this kind of thing they happen.
yes.
Oh
And
wow.
don't forget, P2B won Lagos by a cross voting variety of different shades of Nigerians.
Absolutely,
From
including a lot of Yorubas, yes.
Yes, a lot of Yorubas,
Hmm.
a lot of Igbos, a lot of people from Edo State. Even when you look like an Igbo, they said they would bar you from voting when actually these are Yorubas.
Absolutely.
Because we're in Igbo, historically and anthropologically, the Igbo and the Yoruba share 99% the similarity in DNA. Because if you check, yes, the proto expansion was actually westwardly. So most people you see in Bodo Iduru and the Yoruba areas they share the same bloodline with the Igbo. The languages are the same from the Kwa language group, and anthropologically they are the same people. So, but then it has to do now with politics. You see, so but if you look at what's going on nationally, there are attempts to divide Nigeria and then conquer Nigeria. You can see that bill, trying to impose the Sultan over everyone else. Nigeria is not
Oh,
a
you have
country.
seen that deal too. I thought you've seen it too. I'd like you to react to
Yes, I
that.
have.
Go ahead, please, and
That's
react to it.
actually the truth.
Hmm.
A lot is going on in the country, and they might divide us using bigotry protocols. But what's going on is bigger. There is a struggle, for those who think they call it settler colonialism by the Fulani. I think that's also a consequence of the democracy. They don't have numbers to maintain their historical positions of advantage and entitlement, and that's why I think you're seeing this upheaval in the country. Of course, some easy Yoruba Muslims are being used, led by Tinubu, to cause this kind of divide, but it shouldn't be. I say it shouldn't be because when Bashir Tofa lost to Abiola in 1993, there were no rushes, there were no angers in Kanu, there was no changing of street names, there were that kind of ethnic suppressions, ethnic bigotry being displayed openly by those who thought that Tinubu being recognized as landlord in Lagos should not be defeated by anyone else. But it also happened in Abuja. Peter Obi scored so much in Abuja that no other candidate, just like in Lagos, got up to 25%. So whatever it is that they have done to acrobatically cancel numbers, both in River State and all, we can see there is a revolution ongoing in the country. It's not ethnic because the people who are following this P2B movement and the revolution are young people. They cut across people from all walks of life in Nigeria, all diversities. Look at now, suddenly in the north, they have woken up because people want a better country, not the old, thing that was arranged by soldiers, which took over from what the British left. There is a new renaissance countrywide, and that's why I think if what Peter Obi is doing currently continues, it's a good strategy. He's talking to Atiku, who has gone to sit down with his, what's this called, ADC staging ground. He's also speaking to a lot of Northerners who are in the PDP, who Atiku was angry that they promised him follow him, but they still the PDP. They're talking to Peter. He's also speaking to El-Rufai, who is on the side on his own. So I believe this strategy of engaging all these PowerPoints at the same time makes sense. El-Rufai has agreed power comes to the south. The PDP leaders from the north have agreed that power comes from the north and the PDP. So, yes, Mr. Atiku Abubakar is a personal holdout, but I think if Peter continues to speak to him as he speaks to everybody, he's going to come around. Probably he might want to, exact some strong pound of flesh. But I think the strategy Peter is now employing is fantastic. At the same time, he will continue his nationwide movement as the people move towards coming together to take back their country. What we're having today in Nigeria is historical. You can see we have two presidents. We have a president of the heart, Peter Obi. We have a president, the man that controls the superstructure, which is Tinubu. But of course, the people who also run the super state do listen to what the people are saying. If the time has come for change, it will be inevitable. But I also like it that we now have a man in front, well trusted by a lot of people, and that's Peter. So he should continue doing his work. Nigerians are with him, I have no doubt, and we will have to find a way to renegotiate a new country. There is no doubt. I think Peter has all the time. This time he has much better than the 8 months before the last election. He has a lot of time now to speak to all the PowerPoint, all the past stakeholders, and if they come to agree, and I think it will be an easy thing to. The important thing is to unite the opposition. That's what it is. If he's able to unite the opposition, that's the reason it's good. He's talking to all those members of opposition, however they are far from. What I want you to say about Atiku is his contribution is necessary. But I think with time he will also understand. He has enjoyed inclusion in Nigeria. Don't forget, he was born in German Cameroon. And he became a Nigerian in 1961 after the plebiscite that brought in British Cameroon to merge with Northern British Nigeria. And he's enjoyed that inclusion. That's how he's risen very high in the Nigerian society. So the inclusion that got him to rise that high is what he must understand. He has to allow it to other people. Now that everybody in the North, the leaders in the APC say it should be in the South for 8 years, the Unifying and others like him, the PDP leaders from the North, also agreed to it comes to the South. It's only a matter of time before everybody is able to talk Atiku into being, smart and going with the crowd. Then the opposition will now unite. That's the important thing. The uniting of the opposition. Once they speak with one voice, then we can make movements to bring new protocols for our country and situate a new country and a better country, a far more inclusive Nigeria, because the Obidient Movement was all about inclusion. Inclusion, that's what it is. And based on that chant for inclusion, the PDP has zoned its presidency to the South, because it's a wrong thing for people in the North to insist from the time of Abiola and the announcement of election that the Southerners should not have a say in the governance of our country. That is wrong. So I think that historical issue is being dealt with, and I'm happy that Mr. Peter Obi is going about it in this very way and fashion.
All right, sir. So, first of all, you've been mentioned that thing we get to do with putting up the Sultan and Oni of Ife, increasing their hierarchy as the highest or the apex traditional stools we will get for Nigeria. And Ohanes Ndigbo bin don't react to that. I for like make we address that. We will come back to P2B issue because a lot of issues that we will get to address concerning P2B, especially with the possible movement to PDP or whether in the stay back for ADC and then the obedience and the fact that people think saying they docile, they do enough. So we'll get enough to talk about that. But let's quickly address this issue about the traditional institutions in Nigeria. Waiting you make you think say they want do this one when they won't do now. Sultan of Sokoto, even though say na Sultan of Sokoto na traditional leader, but he's also a religious leader in Nigeria. So and then Oni of Ife, because Ohanes Ndibo don't react, say that means that it be like say they relegate other ethnic groups so inside Nigeria. What do you think is behind that, and what do you think they intend to achieve, sir? If that bill
Well, I think that is not
moves
possible.
forward,
The Sultan of Sokoto is the latest creation in terms of historical traditional institutions. The Fulani came, and before the Fulani set up in Sokoto, in 1804. The Benin people were here. The Oba of Benin, the Benin Kingdom was there. The Obi of Onitsha was set up before that. And the Oni was there. The Onibado was there. And the Lafon for Yon was there. And, I think the Awutali was there. The Sultan just came yesterday. Nigeria is not an Islamic country. It's a secular state. You wouldn't just have that. But you see, don't also keep it away, because there is a struggle by some Fulani elements to actually stamp the authority in regards to their quest to achieve settler colonialism. The Fulani are the last to come to Nigeria. You see, they're not indigenous here. They came, and they came as Islamic missionaries, and the Serikin Gober today is in a local government of Sokoto State. Serikin Bawa allowed the Fulani preacher to be there to teach his son, Yumfa, his new Sufist doctrine under the Sunni Islamic ways. And after he died in 1804, the Fulani were now to seize his son, establish Sokoto, and use that as a staging ground to undermine the House of Okwe states. Now, through a cascade of coups after independence, the Fulani used those coups to bring their sultans on top of all Muslims. Now, they are panicking to try to now stamp their sultan over all indigenous people. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Yes, you have some instruments they could use because of the ways they made the coup, and the coups were used to write the decrees. The decrees now supposed the current constitution, but you see, the country is changing. The Fulani's attempt to appropriate country under Buhari didn't work. It is their brand of nepotism that Buhari established. But now, a lot of them, Fulanis, are not willing to accept the same nepotism from President Tinubu. So, playing with the soft Yoruba underbelly and then trying to use them to put the Sultan on top of everyone else will not work. People should, if they want to understand the Fulani, go to Mali, go to places like the Gambia to understand it's a long-term war to achieve settler colonialism. They want to colonize Nigerians after the British have left. It's not going to work. A very small minority group, but they seem to put themselves over and all of the indigenous people in Nigeria. In a democracy, it doesn't work that way. I think these are just the beginnings. All these things that happen, plus the ethnic cleansings and genocides in the Middle Belt, simply awaken Nigerians. And I think that's what we must learn. Now that people will gain new knowledge about their ways. And that's what I was telling somebody on the program yesterday. He said, what really can you say Buhari did for everybody? I said, he misplayed hands. And Nigerians now understand the intentions of the Fulani group. So that also is good because it wakens up Nigerians. I have friends, Fulanis, who say, don't talk about this. You will kind of try to put us as, why wouldn't people speak about industrial scale ethnic cleansing? And look at this, you want to put the Fulani Sultan over and above the Oni of Ife, over above the Oba of Bini, the Obi of Onitsha, and all those traditional rulers, the Ezaro. The Aro had a kingdom from 1640 to 1903. They were here before the Fulani, came to Nigeria. Suddenly now they want to be on top of everybody. So that tells you that there are strategies by some people being deployed towards conquest of the entire country. So we are at a very, very, very historical period in our country's history.
All right, sir. So another question.
A lot of awareness.
Yeah, another what may worry a lot of Nigerians now say where the rest ethnic groups in there for inside National Assembly when these bills then they pushed. Why they need they talk? Why they no fit open mouth talk? Or even vex say they go stage that walkout or they go stage a walkout if it be say they won't continue with that kind of bill. Why other ethnic groups them they like say they quiet, they need to talk, or is it because perhaps they don't want to shut down whatever it is that they're enjoying from the National Assembly? So because of that, it doesn't matter whether they follow pass any bill or push any bill we get to undo their people. Why other people then they quiet?
I will blame it on the Tinubu presidency. The presidency has been high-handed, and whenever any bill comes, people ask around to see if the presidency has any interest in it. If you seem to have interest, yes. If they hear presidency has interest, they don't want to attack it because we're now in a period of state capture.
No, sir, I beg, no vex, you go help me rewind. You dey try talk say for National Assembly now, any bill will come out, then go first one know whether President Bola Ahmed Tinubu get interest for the bill. If he get interest,
Yes.
the members them no go one complain so that they no go victimize them. Now we see they talk.
They stay away from it.
Hey,
And when they don't want to challenge him, or people could be deployed to do to them what was done to Bukola Saraki when people from Abuja left to go and capture Kwara State. Nobody wants to be targeted. So, but one thing I believe is all these acrobatics will end. The people, due to awareness they have now, which is unprecedented, will be able to defeat all this.
could
Tinubu seems to be very, very weak, and that's why this is going on.
So could this be the reason why? Could this be the reason why what happened to Natasha happened? And even though some people are on the side doing munumunu and saying they are against the high-handedness of the Senate president, but nobody will talk. All of them, they quiet. Now it could. Now the kind of reason will be that.
That's not true. Natasha's problem was different.
Okay.
She allowed her personal brutish guerrillas fighting strategy to undermine her understanding of the workings of the National Assembly. You don't pick out a fight with the Senate president. He will simply, of course, it doesn't matter.
Why? Because he's too big for you to fight.
Yeah, you never ever win. It's not possible. You know, it's like in my village. When a woman starts against her husband, she will leave. If her husband starts against her, she will leave. So sometimes.
So when you know the odds are against you. Go ahead.
Sometimes in life, you must learn to live with the things you cannot change.
So she would have just endured whatever it was.
You can't go to the Senate and start fighting the Senate president. It doesn't make sense. You cannot win. You cannot win. There's no two ways about it. The society doesn't. It is not organized that way. He will squeeze you. He will undermine you. He has all the powers.
So okay, so that means let's liken it to what happened in River State. Why they did not use why they used voice votes instead of the usual voting that they should have voted. You think that that's the reason because perhaps they feel say president they interested, so now waiting make then just all of them just agree and keep quiet, use anything necessary.
Now you're very correct on it. A lot of what goes on in the country are based on the president's interests. Today, the president himself is far more powerful than the presidency. And that's very wrong. That's very, very bad for the democracy. You know? Yes. It's the way we are today is not good. So that's why you're seeing the APC itself manufacturing opposition from within itself. Because nature abhors vacuum. When you do not allow the other side to be able to operate as a democratic reactive opposition from yourself, the power that you pack too much will force an implosion. And that's why you see the ADC was created. The ADC is basically the CPC faction of the APC administration. So now they have gone and they have found an ally in Atiku, who's like a child driven away from the PDP because the PDP governor said, look, we're going to zone to the south. So he said, fine. So he left the party to try to set up this small ADC thing, working with the CPC people who are not happy with Buhari. I mean, with the Tinubu. So, and that's where it will be. Once you have a strong presidency like Tinubu has, stronger than the institutions of state, and that's it. So you're likely to have those who you consider losers, internally displaced politicians. They will all gather there. So that's what the ADC has become. So I call it a temporary ruler. But then later on, they could merge with the people in the PDP, with the people with the El-Rufai is leading. So there are several, segments of the opposition today. And of course, you have the people led by Peter Obi, and then you have those with Kwankwaso, you have those with El-Rufai, you have those now who has left APC to go form ADC together with Atiku, whose one is just show me where I can get a ticket and I'll come to your house. So it's not based on anything that's serious. So as I've told you now, you have 5 very important centers of opposition politics in Nigeria today. And there's a need to bring them together.
All right.
To unite
All right.
as an opposition, then that's it. And I think they have a lot of time going from now to the election.
All right,
to come
sir.
Together.
All right, sir. So let's speak straight to this opposition, especially as it gets to do with your candidate's interest for inside this opposition. Now, the ADC as an opposition, the PDP, and the possibility of the Labour Party. First of all, the Labour Party don't threaten Peter Obi, say if he continue any coalition talks, say he go risk getting their presidential ticket for 2027, say if he no get them. And then there is also another hand where Labour Party they talk say, oh, Dati Baba Ahmed also get as much rights as Tinubu, as Peter Obi to contest, and say they fee give them their tickets. So people they talk say, are they trying to pitch Dati Ahmed against Peter Obi, especially after that last meeting he attended with their Buri team? And then there is also the PDP, whom we hear the woo Peter Obi making come. But people talk say a lot of landmines there for inside PDP. There is a wicked landmine because wicked don't talk. Say nothing will make a no fight for the victory of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And then in entire G5 governors, and including the ones who know the G5, where they sympathetic to President Tinubu, they there. You have the governor of Osun State, for instance, where don't open my talk, say all in structure that for Tinubu to win election, but in the PDP. You understand? You get so many other party men, including Peter Mbad, or so many other governors, where don't pledge their allegiance to Tinubu. How possibly they say if Peter Obi eventually say won't even go PDP, say PDP even this serious to even win presidential election? Because the way they sound like they're actually working for the APC. That's another problem. Let's address this too. Then we'll come back to the ADC because the ADC is another cooking, another wahala again, especially now where another factional chairman don't come out. But let's address this interest in APC and Labour Party, PDP and Labour Party first, and we'll come back to ADC, sir.
And what I will tell you is the people in Labour Party shouting at Peter Obi is a fringe faction with Arabambi. The Labour Party is nothing without the Obidient Movement. You should know that. So there are several shelf parties. It's only Peter Obi's presence that makes the Labour Party a viable platform.
But you don't see it that way.
I'm just telling you what it is, not don't see it that way. In the same vein, the people you're talking about all over the place, these are visible, politically exposed individuals who have ability to wrap deals or make promises to President Tinubu. They are not the people. They are not the people. The minute the youth start what they started in 2022, going to 2023, what is the point you're talking about will become irrelevant. They'll be drowned in the cacophony of the bandwagon effect that the people will normally generate. And they are much smarter now. You can't divide them with ethnicity and bigotry. It doesn't make sense.
There's still a lot of division, no? There's still a lot of division, especially if you go across social media. There is a lot of division. They see they insult each other.
You are reading active commentators. There are no divisions with the people.
Okay.
The Nigerian people, Goodluck Jonathan got far more than what Tinubu is getting now. What instruments and pushes the mood is the shape of the economy, economic advantages to Nigerians, the shape of security in their polity. These are the things. We're talking about the opinions of big men who all have police escorts. We're thinking about the reactions on the streets of the poor, who will start organically organizing on their own. They organize these people. We've seen it before. Okay, we saw it in 2023 election. They built 8 months to go. Nobody gave them a chance. The street organized themselves. So forget about that. It is heavy. So far, there is no division of factions among the poor people of Nigeria. They are still one group. So leave all these people. If you want to beat the rich and the poor, you should understand what it is.
All right.
The only thing that will change the fundamentals on the streets is if the government makes the space more livable for Nigerians. That's all. If you don't make it livable, the crusade-like preachings of candidates like Peter Obi will, of course, stir emotions and force Nigerians to do things on their own. Don't forget, nothing lasts forever.
Okay.
There was a time when Abacha was everything. At the time when Bangida was everything. But as the people mounted their campaign, all that collapsed. So let's not try to predict the future. Yes, we can appreciate the acrobatics in the present by interested individuals and parties. There's nothing wrong with that. But how society will behave when they are hungry, we know what that brings. Let them continue now to talk to themselves. As I said earlier, they have a lot of space to negotiate power. Tinubu is also doing things, beginning to make concessions, reaching out to people. As a one good thing about opposition, making appointments to try to force a view of inclusion. He even Southeast a development fund with about 150 billion startup, even giving them, a standard gauge rail line system, and going to the north to even make appointments, speaking to people. You saw Kwankwaso ratcheting up that he's developed.
Oh dear. Hello, sir, are you there?
To change.
Okay.
It's a basic human society. Forget the noise from psychophants. It doesn't make sense. The government gets security reports. They know what happens. They know how the people are feeling. They know that things are rough, things are hard. And I think they'll be doing everything possible going forward to try to ameliorate the sufferings of the poor people on the streets. So,
sir, it doesn't look like they know that things are right, though, because the Minister of Education yesterday, the day before yesterday, on Channels Television was saying that the country is much more safer than it was is ever been. That there's abundant prosperity in the country than it's ever been. So, I mean, if they think say that they feel the pulse of the people, you ain't gonna make that kind of statement. You not be like say they
it
know.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Members of choir will always sing. Choirs in churches don't pray, they sing. Okay, so members of government will always sing the government. There's nothing wrong with the man trying to say something different. The government have back channels to find out the truth of what the street is saying. That's why you see them starting to do those things they're doing. The problem you have right now is a fundamental crisis for the government in power. Because from the party in power, APC, the party is bleeding membership. And those members are staging, a gathering storm at the ADC. So that's what you have to look at. Those are angry APC members entering the ADC. Yeah, the rhetorics was heavy 2 weeks ago. I think some of that rhetorics has gone down since they found that the alliance is not yet properly consummated. N5 is not there, Peter Obi is not there. Yesterday they had, a net meeting. No single representative came from the Peter Obi caucus. Not one single person.
Yes.
None.
Yes.
So that tells you. And then in panic, they started running to say, okay, they will give him the position of national organizing secretary. That now tells you.
Oh.
They were organized without any input from Peter. Only now were they not saying they will give him allot him one. Everything you see there, we are all Atiku's people. So how can you go to a house you did not build? You don't know where the structures are. You don't know where the pillars are. How are you going to survive? It's just like a trick. So it's good that he's been smart in telling them, I will not join you until you zone. And the PDP that has zoned is talking to the PDP. And because he's talking to the PDP, you now see panic in the ADC camp. So it's good letting be playing them against each other. Perfect game. It will not. A lot of northerners have come to him. Erufai says yes, he agrees. The presidency be zoned to the south, and he was willing to work with Peter Obi. Babangida Aliyu and some other northerners, they've agreed with the PDP zoning to the south, and that was why the Atiku got, upset. He said no, they deceived him, that they would follow him, but as a crossover, they stayed in, declared power, zoning to the south, and started talking to Peter Obi. He even tried to deny the letter he wrote. They said no, it is authentic, it is his signature. He said no, someone else signed it. Trying as if they played him, he's coming back to PDP, but I think he should stay out.
Wait, sir. Sorry for cutting you. It's very important that we get these things very clear. Are you saying that Atiku even at some point tried to deny his resignation letter from the PDP and
exactly last weekend, exactly. And those who didn't know that the letter is duly signed, it is his signature. But that was when he found out that a lot of his friends who said they would follow him to ADC stayed back and instead were seen now negotiating with Peter Obi, about how it would be in PDP, and that offended.
Yeah, no, now, finish. You could not let us do this thing. We need to have, we need to have a clean network. I don't understand. Okay, sir.
Come back. I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
He felt that they played him, telling him, look, they move, follow him. He now got into ADC, only for them to wait, make the announcement at the NAF conference center, and then come to start negotiating with Peter about him returning to the PDP. So Atiku now felt they have treated him. They tried to say that even he has not resigned. He says it's not true, you resigned. The signatures are yours. Dolly saying, he didn't sign it. They say you signed it. You've resigned. Allow us to repair the party. So I think that Peter Obi is doing well. He's talking to Atiku. He's talking to those elders in the PDP whom Atiku thinks deceived him. Talking also to El-Rufai. And it's a beautiful thing to be talking to all sections.
So is it possible that this is the reason why even the El-Rufai is yet to actually join ADC? He's not joined ADC. And Atiku himself is still yet to register.
Because El-Rufai understands that there are some insincere people. You're talking about hiring a vehicle for elections. Instead of allowing all of us to make contributions, then only 3 of you will go and pay and then hold it as your own. And nobody will trust it. Nobody will trust it. Yeah, no. Nobody will trust it.
Then even him, Atiku himself, never even joined the ADC yet. He's not yet a member of ADC. So what's going on?
No, because Peter's who? Now you remember. Once they now saw that, they said they will not join. Since the people didn't allow them to be part owners to contribute to it, it was only yesterday that they are now thinking about accommodating Peter in their executive organogram. Don't you understand something is wrong?
So all this why they don't even factor in Peter Obi for inside the executive organogram?
No, never. It was just set up a platform to give him. So he to be very smart. Say no. I'm not joining.
Okay.
I will stay where I am. Okay. So he's also not joining. He will stay where he is. Because you need to understand what these people are doing. Whether you hold the negotiations in the PDP or you hold it in the alliance, the most fundamental reason why the opposition crashed and tore into pieces is because some elements from the north, led by Atiku, refused to allow the presidential pendulum that has been in the north for 8 years to now swing back to the south. So I think Peter Obi is correct to insist he will not be there until then soon. But for the sake of maintaining that channel, opening it, we continue to operate, deal with them, and talk to them. I think it's a very good strategy. So that if at the end they will say, okay, we now want to talk. What do you give? Then you can negotiate power.
Okay, then secondly, that PDP way be say they don't dey call am make him come now. Waiting be the possibility say with not just Wike but Wike and him allies them for inside PDP. Peter Obi go fit make any headway. Understanding say all of them don't swear say they go vote for Tinubu.
There's nothing wrong with that. The most important decider in our party system are the governors. Not former governors, the incumbent governors. So that's why you saw in the deal in River State, Wike insisted he would be treated as a governor. He wants to own the local government chairman. He wants to do this, do that. And that's what they now achieved with the state of emergency. But you see, things change. Wike is a long time in politics. Once Fubara gets into power, has access to funds, he can think for himself. He can make plans for himself. But he has to be peaceful until he gets the power, until they get him back there.
So speaking about Peter Obi, do you think that the PDP will not be just another landmine for Peter Obi if with the Wike in it?
No, it's not true. The PDP is a well understood swamp. It's a swamp where a lot of the waterside dwellers know where all
they understand the terrain.
Exactly, they understand the terrain. Give them 6 months, they will surgically, once the governors take control, 6 months they will surgically fix the party. They will surgically feed it. Once Wike is not incumbently in power, you can't attend governors' meetings. The governors want to fix country.
But his friend Seyi Makinde is very active as a governor. You think that they would want to do anything will go affect their own friend Wike? This is not confusion because what are they asking are based on what people concerned be for Peter Obi for
I want to tell you, this is a public property. It is not a property owned by Wike. Okay. The minute they go to convention, the Wike's strength is that Wike has corrupting influence over some members of the NWC.
Yes.
Once they do the national convention and those officers are out, the highest the party will pay is considering the structures of the party in the state of those officers, in this case, the national secretary, the acting national chairman. You consider Imo to Anyanwu and consider Yobe to Damagun. We take the party. And wherever you think Wike has stubborn strengths, you will talk to the people there. They refuse to see the party. The governors know what to do. They move forward. So nothing lasts forever. Wike's powers will not last forever. I mean, let us see what happens. Let's see the people who come through this convention, and then they are the ones who used to work.
So for the ADC, okay, sir. So for the ADC now, David Mark talked yesterday. Say anybody wait for the ADC, good day for the ADC. You know, free day for them, and they work for another party. Say you know, they possible at all. On the other hand, the PDP self don't also caution their people. Say none of their member go fit day their party. Then they work with the coalition ADC. So you see the two sides now. Everybody don't they want hold their own side tight. But the David Mark statement yesterday looked more like a threat to a lot of people who say they go do their political party, but work with the coalition. And I would like make you address that. How that kind of thing will use affect a Peter Obi we still in talks with them, and when people don't see openly, we be don't also try to align with the coalition.
You know, a lot of these things are caused by Peter Obi, and yes, if Peter Obi settles on a platform, this question you're asking will just disappear. So as Peter Obi is talking with everybody, everybody is just on the edge watching. And that's what you said now is why Atiku is also not happy. A lot of the people who told him they are coming with him, suddenly after PDP zoned to the south, and then they saw some of those people, instead of being with Atiku, they are now speaking to Peter Obi on behalf of the PDP. So you can understand that people are now watching. What platform? What platform? Because the idea is to unify the opposition, straight. So on what platform will they be unified? And that will determine on who closes deal quickly with Mr. Obi. So politicians are smart. They have their legs in 3 different places. Yes. And the minute a platform is decided, and the minute there's unity of position by the opposition, you can see now you're having people like Alimu to speak.
Yes, Jerry Ghana. Yes.
That Jerry Ghana that did not have decided to zone to the south until 2031.
Yes.
Once that particular crusade gets properly drawn everywhere, and then the dissenting voices in the north become like Atiku and alone, you will understand what that will bring about. In 2023, Atiku had people in the north who, when he said no, they will say yes, we're with you. But there are a lot of them now who are saying, look, we'll go with the party. It's been zoned to the south. Even in APC, it's also zoned to the south because we don't want to fight or offend President Tinubu. So once you see a general movement towards such direction, then you will now see people go talk to Atiku, say, look, Rankadede, we have to give up on this thing. Everybody has agreed. Let us join it. You being an elder statesman, you shouldn't be outside when this thing is happening so that you'll be able to negotiate your followers, your diehard people into some position of relevance in this new reality that we now have, where the power now goes to the south. Then that's when Atiku will now demand for his pound of flesh for his followers. But then if he now sees everybody in the north and now with the agreement of let it be in the south, he will have no choice than to follow them. I think that will have get to. I believe we don't have to rush it. He's an old man. He has his ego. But now that we have a better chorus line of Northerners saying it should be in the south, it should be in the south, you should understand it only takes a matter of time before Atiku will come around.
Okay, so why you think say ADC never zone their ticket yet? Because recently when they get their own northern, whether a northern caucus meeting and all that, their spokesperson talk say they no one day in a hurry to do any zoning. In fact, say they won't declare a free and fair primaries where it be say everybody go contest, anybody win make him win. Say because of say they one day sure say they do the right thing. Maybe people don't think say then they do things with the anti democratic because of say them the new party. What you make it think say they hold on to them for their chest not to zone out their ticket or even announce say okay for the purpose of inclusion or inclusivity we will zone go a particular area. Why do you think so?
It's taking them time to try to convince Atiku because inside the ADC, a lot of them, like David Mark, they agree that it should go to South. But you need time. You have to be polite when you're dealing with an old man's ego. You have to politely talk to them. Yeah, of course. You don't bruise it. You're coming to the end of an era. It's like the US-China issue. The US won't give up easily, but inevitably we've come to the end of the American century, and we are approaching the very last vestiges of it. That's the way this is. We've come to a polite end of that era where very old men will use money to force outcomes in primaries. But now we're trying to see, let's us follow the most popular candidates so you don't start struggling. You don't start struggling. Atiku has said it, that if Peter Obi doesn't back him, then he will not run. What he means is he believes Peter Obi has the magic, and that he thinks that Peter should, for the sake of old time, make him president. Life ambition Yes.
So he's banking on Peter Obi to win the election.
Yes, exactly. He says without Peter Obi, he won't run. That only Peter can make him president. And that, can you imagine, in the last election, they had all those PDP governors with him, and they still allocated him 6 million votes plus. Peter Obi had no single governor. They still gave him the same 6 million votes plus. So you need to understand that that's even the allocation, even though we all know that the real result was not that. So I think we've come to the end of an era. No matter how the old brigade tried to stop it, where Nigeria is going to is being driven by experiences on the Nigerian streets. I don't think anybody has the ability to stop where our country is moving towards. It is driven by the young, and there's seen enough of what the older people have done, how the country has been damaged by the old generation. I think we can fix this country.
All right, sir.
And I do have thoughts.
Okay. All right, sir. So I would like to make you speak to some issues because the people where they listen right now, we don't be very impatient with Peter Obi say they stop say they don't know where in they don't know whether in they decide or in they decide. And say Bola Tinubu, we know saying they run for 2027 under APC. And Bola Tinubu don't start campaign, by the way. And I should say you don't see that they are trained, relaxed. Tinubu is fixing Nigeria going around. They've already started campaign. It looks like it's not campaign, but it is campaign. That's what he appears to be. And people they talk say this one I will come make again, will come be like say P2B they start late again because it's not making it known on time so that youth go galvanize to register for any party where be saying go belong ahead of time so that they go help and build that structure where be say in want. What do you have to say to people who have had that agitation and fear that in don't they waste time again the way in waste of 2023 before 2023 election? What do you get to tell them?
I want to tell them that should please have patience. Peter wants to unite all the opposition. That's why it's taking him this time to make a categorical announcement. But the fact that he's talking to the PDP, he's been seen in public every day with El-Rufai, and he's still continuing to maintain contacts with Atiku and people in the ADC, simply tells you he's bidding for time when all of the opposition will speak with one voice, then he will unite them. And before he now move forward, I think that is his strategy. There are no two ways about that's what he wants. That he thinks everybody is important, and he thinks an important thing is to negotiate. You know, the last time, 8 months election, he didn't have any time to negotiate power. Now he has time to negotiate power. So now everybody has agreed. It is Atiku who is holding out, and it will simply take time to keep talking to them. Don't run away. Don't run away. The woman is difficult for a man. You know, you don't have to run away. The minute you have small opening with the lady, keep talking to her. Keep talking to her. Don't just run because she says no on the first, second, and third attempt. Keep talking to her. Gradually, she will say, okay, this man too worry me. What thing you say you just said? What thing is talk again? Then you tell her, it's okay. Can you do this? Can you do this? I said, sister, those one tough. I go say, can you do this? Okay, cool. What can you do? You say you can do this, can do it. I say, okay, fine, let's talk. What about the other one? I want it. That is negotiation. You negotiate power. Peter Obi has the time to negotiate power. Because you have a preponderance of opinion from the north, all saying it should go to the south. You've heard it. That they've decided that's what they said. It shouldn't be proper that when it comes to 2031, the time you should go to the north. Then you have Southerners now competing with them. A Southerner like Peter will be competing against them will be formidable to damage the whole turntable. Those who don't like it will just follow him. And then things might go bad. So whatever you're doing to the Southerner now, the Southerners can also do it to you next time. And then you will never have a proper uniting of the political class. This is going to be bad for whatever prospect we're looking at going forward. Okay. I think Atiku should just negotiate power now that the rest of the North have agreed that power stays in the South till 2031. I have no doubt he will. And I want your audience to know that is the strategy Peter doesn't want to move, abandoning anybody. He wants to make sure he talks to all the people who are now saying no, 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 no. The good thing is he's now talking to the PDP. The PDP has agreed. Presidency stays in the south. Everybody has agreed. The presidency stays in the south. A lot of stake, even inside the ADC, quite a lot of them agree. You need to use strategy, engagement, massage Atiku's ego until they're able to now tell him what he likes to hear. And I think that's what power is about.
Okay, so there are also people where they talk say, okay, make a
let's say we're there 85%.
Okay, so the idea people where they also talk say they believe say with the present structure we did right now for our electoral reforms for INEC and the way election day say Peter Obi and every other opposition member never even ready to come up our Tinubu hand because if they're ready they for don't they help follow and bumper to bumper at least make sure say them press on National Assembly to implement electoral reform the changes what we need to make sure say we get free and fair election. But say the day too docile. In fact, people expect him to lead a protest and be in the forefront of that protest. Not just him, Atiku, Erofai, Amechi, all of them. Say make them pursue National Assembly. Say if they dey for front, they're not gonna bring people to fire them, to tear gas them, or to do anything. So they suppose they front of such a protest to make sure say President Bola Ahmed Tinubu give through free and fair election. Because if the election go happen the way it happened for 2023, or we allow everything to do the way it did for 2023. Now, say it no day possible, say Tinubu will give Nigerians any credible election. So it's just like they are deliberately giving ceding power to Tinubu freely. Waiting you they talk, waiting you go get to react to people when they think like that. Because some people think that the opposition generally and Peter Obi, it's not they're just too dumb and too docile. In fact, some people talk say it's not about going to places and giving money and giving money. After giving your hard-earned money, what else? That you must be able to match Tinubu. Either you match him corruption for corruption, power for power, violence for violence, or you match him with the law, with our constitution. But they are not making any of these plans. That's what some guests here have also said. So I'd like you to react to that, sir, while we move on to other issues.
That is a very pertinent point. You know, the most important problems we have are electoral reform.
Yes.
Tinubu is not willing to do electoral reforms. But then one other thing you need is unity of the opposition, which we have not yet achieved. You have to have a unity of the opposition for us to, and that's why a lot of people are begging Atiku Abubakar to please come in from the cold and let the opposition be united. So far, Atiku is the only person holding the opposition. So unite them. So if Atiku allows that unity of opposition to occur on time, then they will have time to do other things. Because of Atiku's holdout, the opposition is now having issues trying to agree with one voice. So I think that's a problem. More Nigerians should reach out whatever they can to Atiku and ask him to please follow what other Northerners have said, work with all of them. Let us achieve, first and foremost, unity of the opposition. If the opposition are not united, we're not going to achieve electoral reform. That's just the truth. And without achieving electoral reform, a lot of what we already did, Tinubu could repeat that. What would you do? What would you do if you repeat them? Weaken Judiciary, captured INEC, tell you to go to court? What would you do?
All right.
They will start putting young people on the street. You know, the kind of option is good of letting voters vote and stay on the streets. But that could also be very demanding. So let us continue to work on all cylinders.
Okay.
Going forward, let's continue to work on all cylinders.
All right, sir. So before I go to a very something we happened within the last 2 weeks and last week, I would like me to react to since we're still there for the ground of the political parties. This the whole thing we come out now about a fresh leadership tussle or crisis for inside ADC. We won Nafio Bala former governorship candidates, they can't claim, say, na be the national chairman of the party now. How you take see this problem? How you take say it will come out? How you take say it will end? As a matter of fact, I have a footage of him saying that. Let me quickly play it so that Nigerians, why I also let you catch a breath, so that Nigerians will have a bit of understanding of what he said. And now let me play it,
I,
please.
Honorable Nafi Ubala, I, bonafide members of the duly elected National Deputy Chairman of our great party, the African Democratic Congress ADC.
I think I know who
I wish to draw the attention of the entire members of our great party and Nigerians as late to the ongoing art of the political hooligans being perpetrated by some individuals who were hired to interrupt with the leadership of our great party, African Democratic Congress ADC. We are all witnesses living witnesses to the show of shame and act of lawlessness being displayed by surrender and capitalization without any known precedent. In our democratic journey, constitutional order, we are therefore strongly to resolve and collectively determining the challenge this upfront and assure that the party laying down to rules and stipulated provisions are respected and strictly adhered to by all those who belong to it. In case the individual choose to ignore our urgent calls to obey our constitutional guidelines and thus remaining very adverse and recalcitrant in order to aberrant behaviors, yes, we all proceed with goals to challenge their gross act of impunity in the court and bring them to the justice. It is give enormous pain in inundated you with their scandalous in happening in our great party, but we had been left with no other option to take in defense of our unalienable constitutional rights. As evident by the prevailing situation we now find ourselves in the party. In the history of democracy, all over the world, no party leader or any group of leaders have the power of arbitrarily transfer elected mandate to all political leaders or political authority to a non-member of who never belong to contestant for political office. The constitution of our great party has made adequate provision as laying down in many clauses, articulations that successions, guidelines, and how event vacant position shall be unconstitutional feelings. In the case of circumstances, and also in the further of my constitutional mandate as a duly elected deputy national chairman of our great party, now I assume my constitutional duty and responsibility as a national chairman of our great party, African Democratic Congress, ADC, today. Therefore, I am hereby calling on the esteemed Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to so urgently step in to take those recognitions of this development. I am Honorable Nafi Ubala. I am the acting national chairman of the African Democratic Congress, ADC. Thank you very much for the response.
All right, sir. So we just finished watching this video by Honorable Rafiu Naba. That's what he said. He said his name is. Say him be the
Yes.
acting national chairman of the ADC. This one conde like say na trouble in paradise. This na few na waiting it go mean. You don't say them in talk say the ADC put everything together and they Nafi Bala they been talk say they put everything together to make sure say them block all their holes and everything will cause any confusion for inside the party. How come they no see this Nafi coming? Now wahala don't day now. By the time you know now, the courts now go come decide another thing. Is this not a lot of trouble for the ADC already, sir?
Well, I think these things are expected. It's what you call internal party issues. What you're now seeing is the governorship candidate from Gombe telling you his chairman means they do not agree with what Okera Fumoso has done in handing over the ownership of the party to the new people who are now at the top. I think the court might need to test the legally approved way of changing chairman, because I think they were supposed to have resigned the chairman and handed over to the new structure led by General David Mark.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like there are people who are not
Accepting that at all. Oh dear. Excuse me. Sincere apologies. Okay. Sorry, we lost you. We lost you a little bit. We lost you briefly. So he said that there may be people who are not pleased by the way the party was acquired.
Yes.
Okay.
They are not happy at the way the party was acquired by the new masters from Raf Okenwosu.
Mm-hmm.
So now they have raised their voice. I think the courts will know how to listen to both parties and then take a decision. If it is the man who registered the party, relinquish control to who join, or general convention, and then relinquish control to a new set of leaders. Whatever it is, we would know as we have a lot of time going forward.
Okay.
It's nothing new. This kind of problem occur in all parties.
All right. So Ralph also said yesterday, they've been trying to bribe him with 3 ministerial appointments for him to take give up the party, to give up the talks of coalition with the party for saying no agree. Say they won't give him 1 ministerial appointment for himself, then 2 to any 2 people when he choose. So that make him no say and get a say, but he no agree. But the federal government don't come refute and talk, say that kind of thing maybe happen at all. So special advisor to the president on policy communication, Dan Ebola, and described also allegation as fabricated. Say you take they talk say anything where government deny like this at the end of the day, truth the day for the corner. Especially considering the kind of drama we all of a sudden begin happen for inside Labour Party and the way Abure and the rest of them begin behave. Do you think that there would have been a possibility that they tried to buy off Rapunzo and he refused, just like he said?
Well, we have seen that this particular administration encourages meddling in the affairs of opposition parties. We've seen how Wiki has continued when the President Tinubu's administration has not called him to order. So if he doesn't call him to order, it is seen as if the President and his government encourages it. Of course.
Things no balance.
Human arrangement. Some people will say yes, some people will say no. So you don't also think that the incumbent government will be standing and then people will just come and plot and then remove them. Of course, they'll have to do something. But when they do things that are dirty, that's when you must oppose them. That notwithstanding, they cannot stop any change whose time has come.
Okay.
Right now, in the country, people are yearning for a better Nigeria. So as far as those who currently have advantage are concerned, they will continue to want to, stifle that organization. But I don't think such things have in the past. You remember everything that Abacha did? Yeah, changed scheme. Remember everything that Babangida did, changes scheme. Remember the murderous employment of nepotism as policy of state that was done by Buhari. Changes still came and he lost the throne. So nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever.
Okay.
Now we just have to put our mind is where is society going? The society currently are now being driven and energized by the quantum, level of hardship in the country.
Okay, sir. All right. I would like make you speak to some other issues. Now, a lot of okay. First of all, before we go to that issue, as it get to do with Jerry Ghana, I should say, go down here waiting Jerry Ghana talk recently. When he talk, say if Peter Obi join PDP, Peter Obi as a candidate gets the capacity to defeat any northern candidate who did the ballot. Sharp, sharp. You know, go even take time. Saying don't defeat the candidate. Reason make I dey ask this question now because of some sentiments we don't dey around recently about northerners saying say na them suppose dey power because say na them be the largest, na them make the largest population for Nigeria. So say South we make just 30% of the population for Nigeria no suppose rule. How you take see this kind of thing wey Jerry Ghana talk?
No, no. What those people in the north who make noise are ill-informed Islamic fundamentalists. They don't have the number. They claim that the South has 35% of
Yes.
the land mass. 35% of the land mass does not mean 35% of the population.
No, they count them as 35% of population, no, sir. I don't know whether you don't notice that.
Yeah, because of if people don't know, they don't know. 35% of land mass is not 35% of population. The most populated areas in Nigeria are in southern Nigeria. Lagos, Port Harcourt, Onitsha. Look at the quantum concentration of populations in places like Ibadan. You know, the only place you can find that heavily populated in the north is Kano. That's all. But you have massive centers like that in the south. Port Harcourt, Onitsha, Aba, Lagos, Ibadan. Plenty of them. So leave those people making noise. The idea is just some fundamentalists in the north do not want to share power with people in the south at all. Jerry Ghana is right. He knows that the noise leaders like Atiku are making is not true. The northern middle belt is a powerhouse. The part of the north who say no to southerners being is mostly the northwest. Not the northeast. Not the northeast, not the north central. It's mostly the northwest who think they should rule alone. And I think that's a very, very wrong way they're going about. So Jerry Ghana knows what he's saying. And now that Jerry Ghana them are being open, you will see it's a matter of time. They will now weaken Atiku and he will just need to negotiate power. All this, I don't agree. You're going nowhere. That Peter Obi have refused to go to ADC simply tells you nobody will go there. It will gradually die a stillbirth. You know, ADC is an idea. I call it a ruga, a temporary abode. That's what it is. It's not supposed to be a permanent residence. And you can see how fundamentals have undermined its growth. People refuse to go and people stop going. Even those who told that they are coming, they refuse. They now stay in the PDP and are talking to Peter Obi. That's why Atiku is angry that they now let him down. But that's how life is and that's how politics is. A day is a long time in politics.
Okay, so make we go back to Tinubu appointments because right now, you know, say the Controller General of Customs, he suppose don't retire, in tenure don't expire, but they just extend in tenure now by 1 more year. And people they talk say if to say that any other tribes person, President Tinubu for fit extend in tenure. Because remember, saying that the same thing we be say they do to the Pata of police, we be say because of them, they also extend tenure like that. How you take see this one, especially because of people they talk, say most of the key positions, them key appointments, them na southwesterners then get those positions, or middle belt where they be Yoruba origin, like that of the NNPC. That now waiting people they talk.
Yeah, it's nothing new. Tinubu said he will continue from where Buhari stopped with nepotism. So he continued it. Why should we be surprised? That's exactly what he said he would do. Those who supported him. And he's doing exactly that. So if you don't like it, you want to change it, you join the opposition. That's why I told you, join and let unite your position. Then it will be serious.
Okay.
So don't complain if you don't unite opposition. So Jerrigan and leaders like that, Babangida Ali and others are making the right noises. And then, but I don't know how they will have to appeal to Atiku. I think he is becoming increasingly sidelined, abandoned, and alone. So I think the strategy Peter is using is very good. Talk to all those 4 centers of opposition. You know, we can develop something up, unite. I know they want to go to election, go to election. But you can be very sure the ADC will wither away if Peter Obi does not join them. He's talking to the PDP, has energized the PDP and forced the ADC into some kind of acrobatics. So let's see how he negotiates power, how it goes. I don't see anything wrong about it. Peter is in good pole position. Everybody should just be happy. He has time now. Let him talk to the people, and he's doing the right thing, talking to everybody, talking to even Atiku himself.
Okay. All right, sir. So I have a few footages I'd like to play. First of all, what Joe Ajero said once upon a time about them, when he be saying the meet Ratawo members, about them trying to pay him or make him to work to attack Peter Obi in the past. I'd like us to speak to that and the kind of politics who would play these days. And then I'd also like you to reply and respond to, before I open the phone line, because people don't need each to jump in on the conversation. And I'd also like you to respond to waiting one Sheikh Shahaya Jingi talk about Peter Obi, because that one don't they on the plan. In fact, I don't wait for you to even jump in on that conversation since. So make I just go straight, go play that thing with BC Oga Joe Ajero talk. And there are so also other things so BC a few other people note concerning the election where for like make BC will touch on before we go straight to respond to waiting Oga Yaya Jingi talk. But I don't know whether you don't see that statement by Sheikh Yaya Jingi. If you don't see him.
Yes, I have seen it. I saw it last week.
Okay, sir.
Somebody from the Middle Belt sent it to me.
Okay, sir.
And what I told him, I said, those are cheap blackmails they make from the mosque. Every time Atiku wants to run. It may have worked and sent panic into the PDP in 2022. It won't work again. One, Fulanis have been killing Nigerians all over the place. Are we going to say because of Fulanis are killing Nigerians everywhere, that what happened in the 60s, that an Igbo man from Delta State led a coup in Zogu, and then somebody, a leader in the north, died. So because of that, you will not do nation building. You will keep blackmailing Igbos and telling them that. What about the Fulanis who are killing Nigerians from all states, all regions right now?
I will let you speak to that. I will let you speak to. I will let you speak to that, sir. Please let me quickly just play that footage from Joe Ajero and I'll get back to that conversation.
I've heard their name before, Magic. When you people conspired to block me when I wanted to come to fight Peter Obi as governor. Overnight, I was delegated to go and fight him. They now conspired and say Ajero should not come. You know, he was among them. You know. Yes, I was in Owerri, ready to move into Anambra. You know, we were having issue with Peter Obi. And they say, oh, it's Ajero that will go and give him hit. Magic and others came to Owerri that night and met with Oma and others. And they now say, no, Ajero, go to another place. So since that time, that's how I started knowing who Magic is. So I was the first victim. Magic gave. So when I saw him with this man said, this person will take over from him. I remember that very matter. But there was nothing I could do. So I hope you will not play that magic here again. But since he said this person will take over from him, and he stood by it, and handed over to him, I believe that is the confidence he has in you. And you shouldn't betray that confidence. You know, take care of your union. From the introduction here, it's like your secretariat is not robust. Build a robust secretariat. You know, that because you have a large membership, from what I'm seeing now. But what I'm seeing in real terms is not reflecting the members you have. And that is the first area we're going to go into. If you call for assistance, fine. Radio, theater, the number of private radio stations and TV stations in this country is unimaginable. In the 36 states and Abuja. Let's unionize them, comrades. Every organization, every union ceases to exist the very moment they stop unionizing. You can't be dependent on FRCN and NTA. More stations are out there. And you talk about even arts workers in all the states. So why are you not playing among the first 3 or 4 in NLC? That's the question. Why? Because your resources are there and you are not picking it. You talk about condition of service for media workers. This one, you need to work with NUJ and others. I was in the NUJ program last week, and I told them, in Geneva you are talking about, I said, okay, journalists from Nigeria that came here, I don't know how many of you that were there. It's like I saw 1 or 2 faces here. And I said, please, let us talk about non-payment of salary in media. They say, no. They talk about others. They don't talk about their matter. I say, how many of the media houses have implemented minimum wage? Can we talk about it? They say, no. I say, you don't want to talk about yourself? So these are issues. And I'm saying this because my background was from the media. And I told them, as early as 1992, 91, I become a branch chairman and secretary of Vanguard newspapers. And you can go there and find out. Among the people that are locked gate. And by 96 already at a battle convention, I was already a national officer of the NUJ. So I know the challenges of media. Whether Ratawo, whether NUJ, but it's only you, in collaboration with us here, that can solve the problem. Once we went to close Guardian when they sacked workers, there were about 5 of us with Adam Soshomole that were closing the gate. As we were closing the gate, they were still writing stories. We entered the newsroom and started pushing people out. They didn't agree. We went and off the generator, begging people to leave for their own interest. That system is not too good. So I want to.
All right. So, and I don't hear what
you have a template for us to improve the welfare of
another video where Bisoga Fayemi, Kayode Fayemi, they talk about today, where in they talk about the administration. Dr. Katch, I don't tell you about that video. All right, so because the conversation is in Yoruba language, I don't want to talk for too long. But Dr. Katch, part of waiting in the talk now say, according to waiting people interpret to me, because I know they speak Yoruba, say in talk, say, except people won't deceive themselves, say things really they hard now for people than before. As I talk again, this one can't they come at a time when we say ministers, so people for inside Tinubu region, they come at the talk, say, oh, things they better now, there's much prosperity than before. How come a Yoruba elite they come out now, can't speak up? People they ask the question, say, what's happening? Is there no longer unity in the Yoruba caucus? Why Ibi say that they speak against their own brother regime right now? Ah, dear. Okay. I think there's a bit of network downtime. Yes, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. We lost you for a while.
I can hear you.
Oh, we lost you for a moment. Go ahead, sir.
I'm here.
Okay, sir.
I've heard you. I can hear you. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Go ahead, sir.
Let me be on record, please. The behavior of all those running people, the bigots performing voter suppression, that does not define the Yoruba intellectual class. It does not at all. It doesn't define the Yoruba elite. It doesn't even define the Yoruba nation itself. The behavior of those people renaming markets, renaming streets in Lagos, it does not define the Yoruba nation at all. When Abiola defeated Tofa in Kanu, the Yoruba elites know that there wasn't anger in Kanu that led to changing of street names, changing of bus stops. Those things does not define the Yoruba nation, please. Those are just a strategy by some irredentists who are Tinubu thugs to simply force an Igbo versus Yoruba ethnic tensions. That's not the position of the Yoruba elite. That's not the position of the Yoruba nation at all, please. Don't make that mistake. Don't let it define in your thoughts of the Yoruba people that are also Igbos know that that is not the Yorubas. You know, you can come to any town and hire thugs. The thugs don't define the community. It's not true. It's not. If you go to Abuja, you can go to that Otaku Park and hire thugs and use that to go and cause trouble. At if you like, go to Wusi, cause trouble, or you go to Maitama and cause trouble with those thugs you took from Otaku Park. It was not defined Abuja at all.
All right, sir.
Please.
Okay, sir. So let's go ahead and speak to the issue of that Yaya Jingi that we talked about. Let me get your reaction to the things he said. Because some people fear for waiting in talk where even though say some other northern religious leaders don't talk against them, say waiting in the talk no good, saying a lie in the lie. But I for like make you address that same way in talk about Peter Obi very well. You know, so they say if lies go around for too long or last for too long, it will become true. If na lie be that. So I would like make you address those things and when you talk. As I said at the time, my people yesterday say I not be play back those videos of waiting it talk because it is indeed too heavy, especially if I interpret them because they too bigoted to look at, you know. So to repeat.
I listened to the Sheikh Jinder about 3 times, went through what he was doing, and what flashed my mind is he's talking about actions that happened in the 60s when they were coup by some young officers who wanted to bring Chief Awolowo out of the Calabar prison and make him president. The coup didn't go well. The British then tried to now say it's an Igbo coup because the British had been fighting since 1958 to fight against the Igbo because they wanted a way to get access to the hydrocarbon fields in the east. And they couldn't get that. So if not somebody, a religious leader, is saying that what's Peter Obi's problem with in the how up in the 66? Peter Obi didn't kill Sadana, he didn't kill anybody. Is he saying that since Fulanis are killing Nigerians all over the place, that no Fulani man should run for president? Atiku identifies as Fulani. Is that what we should do? That because Fulanis have now killed us in state after state, that we should now decree that no Fulani man can be voted for in Nigeria by those people who feel killed? That would be wrong to then profile an entire tribe by the behavior of one or two of their disgruntled people. We know that the people doing the industrial scale genocide are elements of the Gandukoyi, of the Tabita, Pulaku, of even the Katahore. The Katahore is the militant arm of the Mieti Allah Katahore, led by Bello Abdullahi Bodejo, who is resident in Nasarawa State, but had been planning to take over the Benue Valley. So are we not going to say because of the behavior of that group, no Fulani man should vie for, office in Nigeria? That's cheap blackmail. They should find other things to say. If the leaders agree, you will find out that man making noise, he will go nowhere. These were part of the things they were doing when Atiku wanted to run in 2022. They started campaigning against Igbos. This is exactly what Wike had, got afraid, and started his
I'm not an Igbo man.
acrobatics. But today, an Igbo man from Wike's community is the President General for Igbo, despite all that acrobatic of heritage denial that Wike did. Well, I think we should not take some of these things very seriously. That Sheikh Jandi, just a noisy maker.
You know, saying the person we don't support Muslim ticket all along. As a matter of fact, since they support Tinubu well, say Tinubu they make and ride private jet to say make them support Tinubu, make them vote for him. Say Muslims say that them be the dominated religion, so now they're supposed to be rule.
Can you imagine that? At the end of the Nigerian Civil War, Nigeria had 38% Muslims. So what happened? The cascade of coups by the Fulanis kind of now put themselves on top. Look at it, trying even now to bring the Sultan to be on top of Oba of Benin, Oba of Lagos, Obi of Onitsha, all these historical figures that were there with tribes. How many of them is the Fulani more than a number? For the Fulani religious leader to now become the head of what traditional rulers, that just tells you that Nigeria currently is under state capture. But of course, you have to understand nothing lasts forever. And that's why we're working, trying to build a new country. And that's why you see the youth are in the forefront of this brand new organic organization to save our country. I have no doubt we'll get there. We'll get there. People like Sheikh Jandi does not define the North. You know, Sheikh Jandi does not define anybody. It's just noise. And these things will never work anywhere.
Okay. All right. Phone lines are open, Nigerians. I'd like you to jump on the conversation. Dr. Katch, they here. I know Sana could get plenty of questions to ask him, but do they see if I'm not gonna call for the WhatsApp line so that you go feel here with him and I get to talk, considering say I don't know if you would try to join again if your network could be more relaxed now so that would have a more relaxed conversation. I don't know if you can try to join again, sir.
Okay, fine, let me try then.
Please, if it doesn't work, then I'll call you back, please. But let me
It's
just
all right.
thank you, sir. Please kindly help us
No
join
problem.
again. All right. Nigerians phone lines are open. Please feel free to call in and ask Dr. Katch any question we BC you get, anything we BC worry for Bele based on waiting in talk, or anything we BC for like making react to, kindly just call them shapali so that Ingo fit put mouth for the talk. 08170294077. Now the number to call to put mouth for talk. Hello, Dr. Katch. See, it's brighter. It's better. It's looking good. I like it. It looks good. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear us, sir?
You say?
These are our village people. Can you
I
hear
can
us?
hear you.
It looks good. Can you
Can
hear
you
us?
hear me
Can
now?
you hear us? Can you hear? Very well.
Thank you.
Very well. We can hear you.
Well, I think
Thank you. Thank you. All
it
right. You
was
have
the
someone on the
rain
line.
and the weather. That's not it. Can
Yes, I
you hear
think so.
me?
I think so. Hello, good evening, and welcome. Yes, I can hear you.
My still,
Yes,
I,
please.
the,
I'm very well. Thank
the
you.
network is still a little bit challenged.
Thank you very much.
You say?
I've always followed you, especially based on how rich you are when it comes to
The
history.
caller is talking. Hmm. The caller is talking, sir. Go ahead. Please go ahead. I'm sure he's listening. Hmm.
Okay. So I'm saying that I've always followed Dr. Katch Ononuju.
Okay.
Because of how rich she is when it comes to history.
Okay.
I don't know whether he studied history, but actually I wanted to speak to regarding Senator Natasha.
Okay.
And why is it that the most important people involved in Senator Natasha's issue are not being considered? I'm talking about the people of Kogi Central Senatorial District. It's been about Senator Natasha was was speaking to court. Senator Natasha did, Senator Natasha that. What about the over 1 million people in her constituency? Now, if the Senate decide to suspend Natasha, expel her from the Senate or whatever they've done, they're actually remembering or thinking towards the fact that they are actually expelling almost 1 million people of Kogi Central that have nobody to represent them at the Senate. And why is it that, I do see how, it's as if people are using her to grandstand. And I believe, and I think what is happening. But nobody is speaking to Natasha, nobody is speaking to people, people around her to say, please, Natasha, go and get your people to come and stage a blockade at the Senate and ask the Nigerian Senate, why are they not being represented? Why should they suspend the person that they gave their mandate to speak on their behalf? Are they not Nigerians? Don't they pay tax? Who gave okay, you might decide to do whatever you want to do to the senator. But expelling her or suspending her from the Senate, I believe that is wrong because it means you have actually disenfranchised the over 1 million people
Network is not
there
good.
to represent them in the Senate. So
Okay.
why is it
Let me call you back.
Courts are not speaking to that fact that there are people that have been disenfranchised because of the fact that Senator Natasha has been suspended. So please, why is it that everyone is quiet about this?
Okay. All right. Now that you said this, I'll try. I'm sure that the network is really very bad. I don't think Dr. Katch can even hear us again. It's unfortunate that we keep having this back and forth with network, but I appreciate it. I'm going to ask through that question when he come back online again, so that Ingo will respond to her. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Then. Hello. Good evening and welcome. Sir, I'm fine. Thank you. Welcome, sir.
How you do?
I did fine, my brother. How your side?
We thank God. And I greet Dr. Couch.
Okay. We will hear you.
Baby, one thing that I need to say, if Peter Obi ever make mistakes, say he want to go to PDP, he will have the greatest mistake in his life, forever even talking to them, not to even joining them. I don't see any good thing as far as PDP is concerned. Nothing, absolutely nothing. 0/100. I go come. All this way they say, oh, they'll become Jerry Gana. No, they all look. All of them has been compromised.
Everybody.
Oh, yeah. They've been compromised as PDPs. I watched Jerry Gana yesterday. Is it not on Arise? I mean, he came on Arise yesterday. I watched him yesterday. They're all being compromised. They're just, you see, P2B is their problem.
So are you saying that they're looking for a way to just get rid of him? So they won't trap him?
Yeah, not trap, not big hole. Even in Labour Party, I see nothing come out of Labour Party because they have all been compromised. Abure is having meeting with Wiki. So why is Abure having meeting with Wiki? If not, they are trying to. When Wiki they post say, oh, Peter Obi time don't pass. So what is he going to look for in PDP? What is he going to look for in Labour Party? My advice for him as a junior to senior brother, just let him join the force. Joining the force, that's the only way they can defeat APC. Apart from that, my dear, I see nothing coming out of it.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you so much. All right, sir. So, sir, two people have asked the question. One person asked question we get to do with Natasha. The person talks say, why EBC Natasha constituents no they consider for waiting they happen or waiting the Senate they do. Say if they won't suspend her because of anything we should do, why deny her constituency representation? Over 1 million people. That now one. And then somebody else just called now, talk, say, as a matter of fact, say if anything happen, people be come out, leave, enter PDP, say na trap. Now they said for him. Say it be like say the idea now to make sure saying no get any party when go wrong. So they won't trap him. According to the caller, in saying listen to Jerry Ghana yesterday for Arise also, and say the body language they like say na person will be say the current government don't buy. They just the one way to just trap, invite people to be then trap them with PDP. So that as in done, if you know fit win for PDP, no other place when go fit enter again. So I'd like you to react to that, sir.
I would like to say Peter Obi is smart enough. You'll be able to gauge all platforms and also be able to measure all risks. I think decision is left for him. Of course, Jerry Ghana, I don't blame him if he sings superlatively about his platform. I don't think anybody has bought him. It's not true. He's just a party man trying to sell his party and make it look good. A lot of the people who are also saying these things sometimes are sympathizers of the APC. They will want to discourage Peter, make him not go PDP, or make him not enter Atiku's hand. This is a typical way. That's what we'll be hearing all over the internet. You see them attack Elshai, see them attack the PDP. Most of them are Atiku's supporters. They think Peter should go to Atiku and then be play second fiddle. No. So it's good that Peter is talking to Atiku, talking to PDP, talking to Elshai, talking to everybody.
In fact, some Atiku sons then feel say Peter Obi get within it take to even win Tinubu self early enough inside the election. One of them even they talk say they don't know who for this administration will go be Urubebe, will go shout and cry when they don't call the results.
Don't worry, they can say anything they want. So right now it is them competing against the PDP. Anything Jerry Ghana PDP will say, you will see Atiku's people attack them because everybody's looking for the beautiful bride to come to their own platform. That's just what it is.
Okay. All right. Hello, good evening and welcome. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Precious.
Sir, T.Y. Danjuma, how are you? Network, you know, see as network no green make on even hear waiting Oga Ononuju they talk at all. Dr. Katch, the network no let them at all, no vex. You know, say Nigerian rain and network need they be friends.
No problem. Good evening, Dr. Katch. Good evening, no.
In they hear you.
Thank you. You don't drink the vodka finish.
You never buy a mo. Dr. Katch is the one that offer. I go give that. I go. Don't let me remind you. Make we no disturb you for drink.
What did I get here? Tea, hot tea. Hot tea. Okay. Okay, well done. I've been listening to you, and you know, every time you come on the platform, you know, erudite, forthright, you're a good guy. So I love my heart for you. And you have been very, very honest in answering, in reacting to the questions very precious they ask you. I have a quote from the former president, OBJ. And I'm sure you'll be familiar with it, talking about the NAS. And one of them is, the National Assembly cabal of today is worse than any cabal that anybody may find anywhere in our national governance system. This is quote and unquote. The other quote, the another quote, you know, following that is, the National Assembly is a den of corruption by a gang of unarmed robbers. This is Obasanjo speaking, and he was fingering Akpabio because he's the leader of the National Assembly. I want you to react to this. Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you. Sir, did you hear that?
Yes, I did.
Go ahead, please.
You know, what I will tell you is, people get the kind of National Assembly they deserve.
So that thing now one thing when me and they agree at all. You see, it's painful. It's painful when people say we're deserving of the leaders that we have.
Look, it is good for me and you to be here making noise. But what about the people? They will go protest. They say, okay, who's your leader here? The leader will go upstairs. By the time they talk to that leader, he comes and behaving like Kenneth Okonkwo. This is how it is. Yes. And we have a lot of Kenneth Okonkwo's in the system.
Are you insinuating that Kenneth Okonkwo a two mouth person?
That's the reason why the country is like this is because we have plenty Kenneth Okonkwo's. He was talking, and the people thought he was actually speaking in representation of the mindset of the movement and the street. The minute Atiku invited him into his house and then talked to him, he just went there and changed. He said, look, if not a northerner, I will not follow. If not a northerner, I will enter. So that means they have given you something. And for me, I was disturbed. So please, this battle is not going to be easy. To create a new country will not be easy. You will have those who will be shouting with us, but the minute they call him, he will turn to another Kenneth Okonkwo. Please, it doesn't mean that those Kenneth Okonkwo's will determine who we are. No, they cannot determine a country. When a change has its time at hand, that change will occur. Okay. No matter how you try to force the people into compromise. So let us just keep, that's why I tell you, a people deserve the kind of National Assembly that they get. Our people will go there protesting, they will call one person, and then before you know it, you have another Kenneth Okonkwo. So until we begin to find the people that we trust that can go speak for us, that can go represent our interests. A lot of what you have now are people who are there for themselves. That was why you saw, once the people followed Peter, a lot of them lost their relevance in politics across the South. Such people are plenty, my dear. Such people are plenty. I'm not going to tell you everything is utopian. It's not true. So don't be talking about, okay, look at National Assembly. Look at everything that happened. Look at Natasha. What happened? She got there. And as I told you, the powers that be put her in what they would think is her place. No matter how she went to court, no matter what papers she got, or pronouncement she got, the system, I tell you, is under state capture. So if you understand the system under state capture, there are ways you behave to tag along. That state capture wouldn't last forever. Nothing ever lasts forever. It will not get to a point where the thing will change and the people will come up. So be tactical in playing your game. Don't just rush and then the next thing you behave. No. The country is organizing the protocols for change. Our people are crying. Thank God you talked about Dr. Fayemi. That's just the truth. Not all of them will keep quiet. When they see that even their own relations are also among the crowd who are crying, they will start to walk out one by one. This is how this thing is. Yesterday, the same people you saw in the CPC that are now joining in APC were all defending the same Buhari nepotism. What happened? Some of them even participated in nepotism. Today, they are the ones that have now become the opposition attacking the nepotism. So that's why I tell you, once the time has reached for the society to change its ways, no amount of Kenny to concourse can stop that change.
All right,
that
sir.
is inevitable.
All right, sir. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Hello, it's still me.
Yes.
Please, Dr. Katch, you keep scaring some of us. You're making it look as if it's absolutely impossible to turn around the country. You're making it look as if we should just fold our arms, go away, go and sleep. Let's just forget about this election. Now, I'm asking you, Doc, if you have what it takes, what would you suggest? How do you suggest? Because it appears that it can only be a total revolution that is going to change, that's going to turn around this. You cannot fight the system that is corrupt. You cannot fight a system that has completely cut the whole state. You can't fight a system that owns the electoral authority, that owns the judiciary, that owns the police, that owns the army, that owns the National Assembly. What do? It's scary. It's as if there is no light at the end of the tunnel. Please, Doc, you are closer to the powers that be. And maybe when you speak, that is why we like listening to you. Because we know you are really speaking from the fact that you are in the corridors of power. You may not be among the top, but at least you understand, how the game is being played. But please, maybe in order to speak in riddles, what would you do if you have what it takes to say, let's turn this country around? Because I believe 2027 election has been won. Probably they have already written the Form EC8As or whatever forms that they upload in the IRF. It's already there, waiting for that day. And then they start uploading all those forms. You will not know where they will be coming from. Please, no. Right.
Okay. All right. So, Doc, would you like to react to him? Because there is an exclusive I want you to speak on if you finish with that conversation.
Let me react to him.
Yes, please. Sir.
I will just tell you that there was a time when Abacha was everywhere and we thought nothing will happen. But we kept pushing. We kept fighting. Something happened. There was a time also Buhari was everywhere and we thought nothing would happen. We started organizing. We started fighting him. Buhari left. I want to tell you that nothing lasts forever. Despair is not an option. That was what Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala told me some time ago while she was surrounded, we were talking. And she said, my dear, despair is not an option. We must continue to provide guidance and signaling so that our people will know that nothing lasts forever. This difficulty you have today, just take your mind back to Abacha. Abacha's progress was worse than this, but we got somewhere. So let's not despair. You're not going to say because You have a casualty in a war, so you don't go to war. You go to war when there's a need to go to war. So most wars are not planned. But once someone else crosses a particular boundary, a particular territory, the people react. So we are reacting now. And all I can tell you is that 1 quarter changes occur when you have a cascade of movements and actions from various stakeholders in a diverse society. We have started it. Where it will lead us to, I don't know. So that state capture that was instrumented through protocols that were laid by Buhari is now so difficult. It's even biting Buhari's people, making them to run out of the APC to now form the ADC. That's what it is. So we luckily have a smart orchestra man in Peter. He's talking to them in existing. He's talking to the PDP that has now said they have zoned to the south. He's talking to Erifai, who also agreed to zone to the south. He's talking to David Mark, who also agreed that it goes to the south. But there are some elderly people he likes that he thinks shouldn't be left behind, as he must, in his thoughts, unite the opposition to move forward. So why don't we just say 90% or 95% of the opposition are together? So by the time we can convince the remaining 10 to 15%, and then we'll go where we're going to. So I think despair is not an option. The National Assembly is far much better now than a military regime. So let's see where we're going to. I beg you.
All right,
and we can still do something if we work together, but we must not embrace despair. Despair is not an option, please.
All right, sir. So there are two stories concerning Nigeria, but this one as it gets to do with Nigeria and the international community. And one of them an exclusive way concerning Nigerian president. And I would like me pay attention. First of all, I go read them verbatim the way the news just report them. And then I go come perhaps try to break them down for pidgin English for people. Then I go let you make a comment on top. Now, according to this exclusive by People's Gazette, it says prosecutors in the United Kingdom are seething after Nigeria's anti-graft executives. They have failed to turn over key evidence in the ongoing corruption trial of controversial businesswoman Olatimbo Bukola Ayinde. Now, according to gazettes, they can report that with Nigeria officials fearing such duplicity could stain long-standing legal assistance between Nigeria and the United Kingdom. So Miss Ayinde, a notorious influence peddler, now understood to be in Bola Ahmed Tinubu's circle as the Nigerian president's mistress, according to this report, has been undergoing trial in the UK, London, for allegedly bribing Ibe Kachiku, a former Nigerian petroleum minister. Now, the Crown Prosecution Service said Miss Ayinde delivered at least 1.3 billion naira in cash bribes to Mr. Kachuku while the former Risk magazine columnist as Kachuku was driving Nigeria's oil and gas policy under President Muhammadu Buhari. Now, Ms. Ayinde was charged alongside Nigeria's infamous petroleum minister, Diezani Alice Madueke, who she allegedly bribed heavily too in a separate deal preceding that of Kachuku. That one, and when she said she'd be minister for petroleum, that time. Now, according to this report, it was learned that the British authorities had in 2024, last year, sent letters to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in Abuja requesting details of Miss Ayinde's bribes to Mr. Kachiku for use in her trial before Justice Justin Thornton of the High Court of England. Now, the EFCC's endorsement of the incriminating document is said to be or is required to establish or to be admissible rather in the British courts. Now, the reporters heard that British officials had already guided Nigerian officials on how to obtain the files. And Justice Thornton on November 25, 2024, gave them a deadline of June 2, 2025. That's June 2 months ago to obtain the evidence ahead of the January 2026 trial at the King's Bench Division. Now, a CPS source familiar with the case told reporters in series of exchanges over the past months that they expected delays in getting the evidence from Nigeria, but they didn't know that it would take this long. Quoting the source now, it says, we've complained previously to Nigerian officials about their tardiness, their tardiness. Now, the officials said anonymously to comment on internal prosecution setbacks, and Mr. Yende's case has unequally troubled us, according to the source. Then the official said Nigerian authorities were adequately briefed on the evidence and its urgency, primarily as Ms. Thornton had, that is a judge, had emphasized it should be in from Nigeria before 2nd of June, which was 8 weeks ago. A spokesperson to the CPS did say, and he says that not immediately that has not nothing has been done about it yet. Now, despite getting the request for legal assistance in earnest, Nigerian anti-graft officials have now informed the Gazette, the reporters, that the agency was being frustrated from cooperating with the British counterparts, ascribing the situation as Miss Ayinde's close ties with the president, and that's why the agency, the EFCC, is, being a bit dragging their feet to respond to the request by the British court. Quoting the source, it says they are telling us to look away, pretending otherwise. That's that they gave them the mandate to look away and they should pretend that nothing is happening. This is according to a senior official said. Now, maybe they think it's the only way we could help a woman so close to the president, yet so close to being sent to jail for fraud. Now, officials, now Mr. Yinde did not return calls when reporters tried to, get clearance from her on the case. She, however, pleaded not guilty in the charges before her, and she maintained no wrongdoing, and she was given bail. Say they say for abroad, they will first of all leave you and give you bail until they get evidences against you. Now, officials named Attorney General Lateef Fagbemi as directing the stalling of the records. That is, they say now Oga Lateef Fagbemi now direct them, made them stall the records, made them delay the records, saying he didn't seem to care whether or not Nigeria's mutual legal assistance deal with the UK was violated. So made them leave the deal, made them delay them, saying no care whether our mutual, deal with UK, go bad, no matter. A spokesperson of the EFCC did not also return requests to comment about the agency's handling of the case after several days. Now, a phone number of Mr. Fagome rang endlessly. He did not pick his call, according to the reporters. British authorities charged Ms. Ayinde in part 8 of their unsealed information with bribery. Among others, she was granted bail alongside other alleged co-conspirators. Despite being on trial for cross-border criminals conspiracy, it was heard that from the State House, sources said that Ms. Ayinde has remained a key figure in directing Nigeria's affairs from London, with several appointees of the president going through her to actualize their policies or pecuniary agenda. Now, she seems to have some keen interest in national security and key sectors of the economy, a senior aide of the president said or told reporters. Her influence, while seemingly subdued, is, of course, undeniable. Now, a presidential spokesman said that the administration can't comment on Ms. Ayinde's relationship with the president or specific law enforcement of priorities, that they cannot comment on that. Now, what does this mean to Nigeria if this case is anyway correct or true? What does it mean that we have a case like this where the the UK courts, they depend on us to send witness evidence we go help them prosecute a case for their country because the person they live for their country. But our law enforcement agencies or anti-crime agencies, they stall them. And the presidency, perhaps, they give them back into stall them because of the relationship they get with the accused. What do you mean if this case not true, sir?
Nothing.
Nothing.
What you read out now is self-descriptory. It's self-descriptory. The presidency has interest in protecting the woman, and that's why the British authorities are not getting the cooperation that they are seeking for. It's as simple as that. Let the British also feel what Nigerians have been feeling. So it's not only us that will suffer when the British support bad things. Let them also suffer. What do you expect? I think the British are not part of what's going on in Nigeria. So if Nigeria also complain, the British keep quiet, the British should also not complain, they should enjoy it. And they're part of what we have here. Of course. That's why the government knows that the British can't do nothing. So that's exactly why they are treated. The government know they can't do nothing because they are bedmates. They can't do nothing. They are friendly to the regime in Nigeria. So what can do? It's noise. Forget it. They are the same thing.
So it no matter, nothing will happen. People would rather take it or leave it or anything. No matter.
The people in Britain know that the Tinubu administration is doing certain things that they want. Don't forget, the Russians are on this coast. So the British and the French don't want to mess with the Tinubu administration because they want them. These people are being removed everywhere where they are across the Sahel. One of the few friends they have on the Sahel is the Tinubu administration. So no matter what they do, Tinubu can ignore them and they won't do anything. Right? They can't do nothing. Forget it. Don't wish it. Don't be drinking Panadol for other people's headache.
All right, so there's something that may cause that there may be something that would help us drink Panadol for our judges now, because US now don't they threaten say they go sanction judges where BC they find one thing in any way. So after sanctioning Brazilian Supreme Court Judge Alexandra de Moraes for abusing his authorities by engaging in targeted and politically motivated witch hunt on Wednesday, and 999 they sanction him. American President Donald Trump threatening to also sanction corrupt judges in Nigeria and other countries across the globe in a similar manner. Say they go sanction them, they no care. If this kind of thing go happen for inside Nigeria, how you take CM? Considering say a lot of people don't vex already with our judiciary and the way we see some judges they go about their cases. What do you mean, especially from the apex, from the highest level of our judiciary?
The judiciary is part of our problem. They are severely compromised. Another one that's compromised is electoral umpire INEC. So the US have started the right noises, but the noises have to be followed with actions. Rhetorics are not enough to force changes in a foreign country. You need to have actions. You know? It's just noise. You need actions. So it's not enough to be blowing this grammar because they may all be the same people. If the US is with the Nigerian government, the same way the UK government is with them, you just talked about how the UK government wanted cooperation. Nigerian government didn't give them simply because they think they are of value to the British establishment in more ways than they can explain openly. So it's one thing for governments to make this pronouncement. I would like to believe it when I see the actions interpreted into proper deeds.
Now speaking
away with rhetorics.
now speaking about the actions, a lot of people don't expect say people like Peter Obi and the rest of them should do well to lobby the US government. Do you think it will make any difference? Will make any difference at all to any ambition?
Well, it will make differences if the US administration are ready to work. You can lobby a government for as much as you care, but if they consider other ulterior interests in dealing with the target persons, they might just allow that ulterior interest to override the public good. That's what the US does. So I think it's a good thing to try to put pressure on them, to appeal to them, to use such actions and interventions as a way to prod the democracy forward. That not when they consider Tinubu, a US intelligence asset. There are reasons why they will list him as a US intelligence asset.
And do you know that the presidency is yet to respond to that? What does it mean that the presidency hasn't responded to that yet?
Not everything the US says you respond to. Some people just keep quiet. It's like when the US tells you that they did espionage, they had covert operations against your country, what would you do? What would you do apart from issue rhetorics? You try anything, bombs will come near your way through some of their tactical aircraft. So you don't want trouble with the US. Even though they confess, under the previous administrations, we did meddle in the affairs, we even carried out some covert operations. What would you do? You can't do nothing. It's the US. They can do wrong and get away with it. It's an uneven world.
Oh.
So we have to, on our own plan, to also be good. Who are the Nigerians that cooperated with the US covert operations to be able to foment violence using Boko Haram? If you hear about Boko Haram being a covert operation, there are other things that are also covert operations. If they don't want you to rise, they could sponsor the bad governments using influence from Qatar to now force you to say it has to be Islamic this, Islamic that. Qatar does such funding. Qatar does meddle in Nigeria's internal politics. The state of Qatar does that. They fund, they give money, they try to influence electoral outcomes. It's not very good, but I'm telling you openly, Qatar does meddle in Nigeria's political affairs. What would you do to them? What would you do to them? So they're not the only ones. A lot of countries do this covertly. When you find out, what would you do? When they're successful in those things they do, a lot of the beneficiaries are in power. What would you do? It's a very, very unjust world. But we have to keep trudging on. We're not going to stop, no. Despite all this, and we know about them, we will continue to do things to provide for our people the best opportunities to create an inclusive society. There are people who take money from abroad and come here to foment crises like the Boko Haram. Of course, it is successful because of the Nigerian collaborators. There's no way foreigners can do it alone. All this Islamic fundamentalism. You see young people confessing on videotapes of how leaders in the north connive with them and turn them into fundamentalists that go on killing other Nigerians. It happens. Well, what have we been able to do? Nothing. Instead, our government acts in Benue as if they are in collusion. A lot of people in government are in collusion with the terrorists who kill across northern Nigeria. That is truth. What has the government done? Nothing. The government has not had the political will to raise a finger or even do a thing. It had to take the president to instruct, to ask questions. Why are there no arrests in Benue for arrests to occur in 48 hours? That tells you the security service, they do have ability to know who is doing this, but they lack the political will to do arrests in regards to such violence. Doesn't that tell you something? The country is not well. We're currently suffering under the yoke of state capture. That's the truth.
Well, thank you so much. Well, just a few phone calls. Phone lines are still open. People kindly just call up very quickly so that we'll let Dr. Ononuju go because we've stressed him so much today. Phone lines are still open 0817029477. It's the number to call. All right, sir. So, in your opinion, how much win the way BCP to be gets to use dilly dally, continue to make in lobbying before he go make up in mind when he no go be too late for him?
It will not be late for him. He is lucky. Right now, he has time.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, he has a lot of people from the north with him, not like 2022.
Hmm.
A lot of them who are with Atiku are now with Peter Obi, which is very good. A lot of them who were with Tinubu are now with Peter Obi. That is good. So it is left for him to plan his way, know what to do. I think the best thing is what he's doing right now, engaging with all of them, is good. Whatever time it takes for Atiku to come around, that's fine. One thing that's constant in life is change. Change. In 2022, Peter didn't have this amount of people to talk to. He wasn't talking to El-Rufai. They were loggerheads. Rufai was working for the APC. Today he's working with Peter. The same thing with a lot of the leaders from the north in the PDP. Today they are talking to him. They are wooing him. You heard what Jerry Ghana said. You heard Babangida Ali said.
But there are lots of obedience who will tell you that they don't even want Tinubu near Peter Obi near and El-Rufai because of the things they do for Southern Kaduna. Saying go spoil your name.
I understand that, but you need to understand a political gathering, a political party is like a church. The people you want inside the church are not the righteous people. It's the sinners. And you must deal with the sinners in the church. The good, the bad, the ugly. That's what Peter must deal with. The bad ones, the crazy ones, even those. That any leader in any community, you see, he speaks to those at the motor park. Even the bad criminals, he talks to them, say, why are you doing this? Why can't you change? But for you to be able to convince them and show them options, you must allow that contact between you and them. One-on-one. They talk to you. There are channels. And you can make promises. Through those promises, you have peace. Look at it in the PDP. By deciding to speak to Sam and the secretary, the PDP made peace. They were able to tell him, okay, you can finish your tenure. And what happened? Instantly, the tension and the war went off. Begged anyone to cool down. What you want to raise, don't raise it. This is it. You give and take. Anyone is allowed to finish his tenure. And there is peace now. So sometimes you need to sit down with the people that you disagree with. Iron at certain things, and you see that is what is called negotiating power. So Peter Obi has to talk with all shades of opinions. In this case, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And he has the time. So I think we should just give him that benefit of doubt. You know, I don't trust a lot of the people he's talking to, but I do like the strategy. You know, talk to them. Talk to them. You don't because a lady says no, you say she's tough, you won't talk to her. It's not true. Persist, keep talking to her. She can turn around and say, okay, you harass me every time, you disturb me, what's wrong with you? Can you do this? Can you do this? The man say, yes, I can. Oh, I did that one. I can. Small thing. He say, you sure? Say, so why didn't you tell me since? I didn't know now because you didn't want to talk to me. Because you did, okay, I can do this, I can do that. Even that one I can do it for. Suddenly you have peace. That's why they say, talk is good. It's good to judge instead of war. Talk to even those you disagree with. That's what he's doing right now. People should be calm.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. Let's just take this call, then we wrap up. Hello, good evening, and welcome. Hello.
Hello. Just to a little bit talk to Dr. Katch.
Okay.
Having someone like El-Rufai is good. El-Rufai has got, the political following in the north. Now, how will Peter Obi, with El-Rufai by his side, face the Southern Kaduna people? Bearing in mind how Southern Kaduna people feel about El-Rufai. In fact, let's just say the Northern Christians feel about someone like El-Rufai. Because I believe in the last election, probably Peter Obi would have done very well in the largely Christian North. That's a question to Dr. Katch.
All right, sir. Thank you. Dr. Katch, did you hear that?
Yes.
Okay. That is which facing go get to meet, which facing go use now, go meet those northern people now, say, I beg, especially northern Christians, not gonna vote for me, and then go carry El-Rufai follow body, knowing within the sentiment around waiting them feel, say El-Rufai do them. The northern Christians.
It's true. You are very correct. What El-Rufai did was bad. But there's nothing wrong with a leader. The main thing the people of the North Central want from Peter Obi is that he runs a government that does not tolerate the genocide that's ongoing in that place. So what? Some of those perpetrators and patrons of those who committed can also seek refuge. And Peter Obi will say, listen, I will accommodate you, but promise me you will never be part of those bad people. Say, I promise, sir. He said, good. The people who are being killed, you will go and tell your people to stop any fight. He said, yes, sir. All these are things he's doing because you can see that nothing lasts forever. Power didn't last forever. You know, sometime in my community, when armed robbers see you somewhere, we want to solve it. Is there some other armed robbers we know that are no more active? We go and meet them. He says, so and so, that's what happened that place. Say yes. That Nissan is saying, yes, don't worry, give me 10 minutes. They make phone calls and they'll say, go to so and so primary school, go to the field, you see the car. Sometimes nothing you have is good or bad, depends on how you use it. Now you have somebody who is talking to El-Rufai, but does not approve of El-Rufai's ways. He's also talking to the victims and their relations, and he has sworn to stop their suffering. That's exactly what you see. He now has that guy, because El-Rufai himself, as bad as those people claim he is, he does have those who believe in him. This is a faction of the fundamentalists in the north that were with Buhari. Buhari is gone. No one else is with them, but El-Rufai. So it makes sense we also hear from those people. They will now listen to the Southern Christians. Already, because Peter Obi was the only candidate that visited the IDP camps. He tells you he's not afraid to deal with the problem and to stop it. These killings have been on since 1978. It didn't start today. That was when the Islamic fundamentalism was introduced in the North. And they started talking about Sharia, started talking about all sorts of things. This has been on since 1978. It took us from then till now for us to finally debunk that there are no farmers' headers crisis all over the North. It is simply a band of Fulani militiamen operating under the Gandakoi, under the Tabita Pulaku, and the Mieti Allah Kauto Hori that have been doing all these killings simply for ancestral lands, not because there are farmers' headers crisis. What we want to do is to stop it. To stop it.
All right, sir.
To stop it.
All right. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Sir, welcome.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you very much. I'm glad to speak to Dr. Katchy Ononuju.
Right.
Dr. Ononuju, thank you ever so much for your incisive analysis, as always. I've been following you for God knows when. Thank you very much for analyzing the events in the way that some of us will understand. It's like you are giving us the story behind the story. Thank you very much. I rely on you. Now, what I want to ask you is, so many Obedients like me, we are becoming sort of increasingly restless, although after listening to you, I now know why. That Peter Obi maybe is not making the waves the way people would have wanted, but I know all these are for tactical as well as strategic considerations. So what I would like to ask you is, in all this that is panning out, do you envisage a situation whereby 2027 Peter Obi is not on the ballot? Thank you.
Okay. All right.
What I will tell you is Peter Obi will be on the ballot. Peter has already secured a platform. What he's trying to do now is to unite the opposition. If you see now, the opposition are divided. Since Buhari died, the Northerners don't agree together. El-Rufai is on a different plane. Caucus is on a different trajectory. Atiku is on a one-man show. And of course, There are other elements like the Kanuris who are there. Alimud is there, is a leader from Kanuri. Shetima is also a Kanuri leader. Then you have the Northern Christians. They're there led by T.Y. Danjuma. Not the people you hear noise. There are a lot of people who work with Buhari, like the former PAMSEC, the grass cutter man. So they don't, these are just people who are reacting against the APC. That's why I'm trying to tell you, the ADC is a ruga, a temporary shelter for the CPC elements inside the APC coalition. They have now shown publicly that they are not willing to accept nepotism as policy has been administered by President Tinubu, yet they accepted it under President Buhari. So that's why I tell you, the things in the CPC is not our problem. As the police will call it, it's family case. When you tell policemen that courtists were doing initiations on the Bauchi Just road, and then Boko Haram came there and arrested them, police say no concern them, say it is a family case. You know, when police tell you it's a family case, a chain case, all these are different things. So the internal issue of APC, forcing some members of the APC to now go to ATC, is what I will call a family case. So Peter Obi has reached out to them. I think they are trying to use the platform that he will run. But a lot of the northern elites and politicians say no. It is 2031. It is the South. So, and Peter has intelligently engaged with all these PowerPoints. So you should understand what he's doing. You don't have to just walk away from Atiku. No. Atiku does carry considerable, supporters, but some of them also are not happy in the PDP. That some people in the PDP deceived Atiku. They see it as targeted at Atiku. They now told him to go away. They will zone. He left. They now zone to the south. Even some who he thought were his friend that told him, I will follow you. They stayed back. And we're now negotiating with Peter Obi as stakeholders of the PDP. You should understand this kind of thing. That's what made Atiku last weekend try to deny that he did not sign the papers. But no, he did sign the papers. The resignation letters are authentic, so let him stay. Let these people now repair their house. So I want to tell everybody they shouldn't be restless, please. I'm taking my time to explain it so that people can understand. Peter is talking to all people. Peter will still be the candidate. It's not proper you just become candidate of just say, an amalgam of 3 groups, and then one other group are still holding out. Talk to them. And when they get soft, you negotiate power with them. I think nothing is difficult.
All right, sir.
Everybody will be negotiated with. Nothing is difficult.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Ononuju. I'd like to say a big thank you to you. Sincere apologies for keeping you late as usual. It's always I don't know how to describe this. It's a session with you feels like it should never end. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you as they help us. They enlighten Nigerians, made it understand what's they happen. We appreciate you plenty. Make your water no ever run dry, I think. God bless you. We appreciate you.
I thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I will always be very happy to share with Nigerians what I know and what's going on in the political process.
Thank you.
I want to assure you, Peter will run as a presidential candidate in the next elections.
Thank you.
But allow him, let him use his sense to put his tentacle to speak to all the other groups. He should not walk away from any of them. If he's able to bring them all together, negotiate with them, that's very good. Then, for the sake of our democracy, have a viral opposition. Peter will come there. Don't waste your time.
Thank you.
We will get there.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. To enjoy the rest of your evening. God bless you.
I thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good night and God
Okay.
bless. Thank you. Bye. All right, Nigerians, that's the end of our conversation today. I'd like to say a big thank you to everybody. We don't join hand and body together. Sincere apologies, say network no let us make we bring Dr. Ononuju live into the studio. You see how bad and tacky the network been they want to try to bring them on. We were battling with that for a long time in the evening, but unfortunately, we had to resort to using phone calls again another time. I don't know why phone call they do like this. But network they do like this for inside Nigeria, but it is what it is though. Good thing is that we've been able to establish a conversation and the conversation go well. We hear them, even if we don't see in Facebook, we hear what him they talk and we don't see him they talk. I love and appreciate it. Now I'm not gonna continue to speak for the growth and development of our station. Well, I'm not gonna follow me now for our nation. When I follow me like a village people now, kindly click on the subscription button, subscribe. Hey, we've opened a page on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The link there for inside the profile of the YouTube. So just go to the YouTube profile, click on those links, and follow us like a village people and beg. Help our ministry make it grow so that we'll continue to tell people waiting we do. I love on a plenty. I will see you on a tomorrow evening by the grace of God with my brothers. We will get full house tomorrow. It's going to be a full house tomorrow, and I assure you, you will enjoy every minute of it by the grace of God. Do enjoy the rest of your evening. Protect your mental health because wahala in need a finish at all. So my name is Precious Amy. I will see you on again tomorrow evening, God willing. Good night and God bless you. Thank you.